Mustafa says on Saturday, it's a very important day, so it'd be good to see a delegation of construction workers there, and it's an opportunity for everybody here, public sector and private sector, to stand together to unite and fight. So people should look out for the banners, the guys, and go up and introduce yourself, give messages of solidarity, because that's what Saturday's all about as well. Look to see who else is there. And just one last thing as well, on the young people, I work in FE college, we've got a young student here. There is nowhere for young people to go, despite they've been told they have to go somewhere. Even the SNP government said they have to go somewhere. No apprentices, no college places, no jobs. And we hope that on Saturday there'll be young and old and workers and students, public sector and private sector there on Saturday. So thank you very much. Our next speaker I'd like to introduce is Helen McFarlane. Helen's also a member of Unite, and she's an NEC member for the health sector. So give a warm welcome please to Helen McFarlane.
Workers there. I'm working for the health service myself. I work here in Scotland for the NHS. We too are organising just now for a ballot for industrial action starting on the 30th of November. I think that's really the key message. It's not, we absolutely have no thoughts that we're going to win this thing just by one all-out strike. This is starting on the 30th of November. So I'm glad of the chance to speak today because with all the cuts to services being made, health services as well as all the other public services, some people might, well they do, argue, why are you striking to protect pensions when services are getting cut? Well, some people include Nick Clegg. In June 2010, Nick Clegg said, how can we ask taxpayers to continue to pay taxes to fund unreformed, gold-plated public sector pensions? They are unaffordable. Well, he was so wrong. I want to use this opportunity to just bust some of those pension myths. Unite is a big union. It's a very broad union. We have Unite members working in all parts of the public sector and, of course, also in the private sector. Unite was part of the cross-union negotiations to change the public sector pensions very recently. And in the NHS, we have already increased retirement pension age to 65. We've already agreed that higher paid staff contribute more and pay more towards a pension. And we've agreed that there should be an employer cap at 14%. These agreed changes ensured a financially viable pension scheme. So, Nick Clegg, our pensions are not unreformed. That was really very recent. As to gold-plated, Unite members in local authority jobs have an average of £3,048 per year pension. For women, the average is even less. That's not gold-plated. Unite members working in civil service, such as MOD, their average £5,023 a year. If you exclude the high earners, £4,200 a year. That is not a gold-plated pension. Unite members working in schools or the Scotland's colleges sector, such as working as the lab technicians, they might also be part of the local authority pension scheme, £3,048 average, £2,000 average for the women workers. It's not gold-plated. The NHS average is £6,500 a year, our pension. Now that includes all the GPs, all the doctors, all the other senior healthcare professionals. So the average for an NHS ancillary worker or an NHS admin staff is significantly lower than that. But even so, £6,500 a year, with on average 18 years paying into that scheme, it's not a gold-plated pension. So Nick Clegg and others have also said that the public sector pension is unaffordable, and they're wrong. The NHS scheme is an unfunded scheme. So NHS workers, every month we have money taken off our salary to go for our pension. And every month we have former NHS workers who are retired who get paid their pension. There's no stocks and shares, there's no pension pot. Money gets taken off our wages and money is paid to retired NHS workers. Well, in 2008 and 2009, the government's own figures say they were £2 billion to the good. Okay? That means there are more NHS workers having pension money taken off them than there were retired people needing to be paid their pensions. £2 billion. So this government is being absolutely deceitful. It is our terms and conditions, our pay, our services they're cutting, people's services that they're cutting. Meanwhile, the bank bosses, some of the real culprits, continue to receive millions of pounds in bonuses. Nick Clegg, more recently, at the Lib Dem conference, got it wrong again, trying to defend those payments of those bank bosses' bonuses. He said, there are contractual issues, and we can't just tear up the contracts. Well, look what they're doing with our construction workers. They can tear up the contracts when it suits them. So, the banker bosses continue to receive huge amounts of our money. And if you can't tear up those banker bosses' contracts, then he shouldn't be tearing up our contracts either. So, when we as health service workers, when we ask for your support in our industrial action for pensions, please don't fall for the lies and the myths. Unite is against all cuts, including the proposed cuts.